So domain name system or DNS is a basic service that is required for IP communication. It is a real simple process that converts readable name to IP addresses. Of course, it would be too difficult for us to remember all the IP addresses for the common website that we want to go to. So we remember names and we let DNS to do the conversion for us. Now this can be used as an attack vector that can cause the victim, whoever fall for this attack, to connect to a fraudulent or malicious website. Basically, when you send out a DNS request, if you don't trust the server that is replying to you, in other words, if you are being served converted IP address that are inaccurate, then you can become the target of an attack. So your DNS server are generally provided to you by DHCP. They can be statically assigned as well. But if a raw DHCP server were to come on the network, it would potentially provide an invalid DNS server. And then we could be visiting fraudulent website. Visit a fraudulent website, provide your password, and if that password is the same as any other common system, then it is real easy for an attacker to gain access to all of your personal information. So we want to make sure that we understand DNS and that we are not going to be used as an attack vector. Another way to DNS is used to covertly tunnel data from an internet host that has been compromised to a system that is controlled by an attacker on the outside of an organization. So another reason for us to understand DNS, how it properly should function, and make sure that we are able to identify UDP-based attack that use DNS. DNS can also be leveraged as amplification DDoS attack, pretty nasty. And so let's talk about how DNS functions so that we can identify proper use of DNS. So DNS is a globally distributed database that is dynamic, and the translation process is accomplished by DNS resolver. So our application has a DNS resolver. Let's say that we are using our web browser, and in our web browser we go to abc.com. When we go to abc.com, that application that has a DNS resolver look to the DNS server that has been configured through the DHCP, and it's look what the resolution is for that URL or for that domain name that we are entering. We could also use a DNS application such as bind and use it to send a DNS query to a DNS server. There are many utilities that can be used. This can also be done from command line using the NS lookup tool. DNS does use TCP and UDP port 53. In most function it is UDP based, so it uses UDP port 53, but there is also possibility that it will use TCP port 53. So this was all from the DNS. Next we are going to talk about ICMP.